Tea from Assam by Arup Kumar Datta in your lesson number Glimpses of India Part 3 for Class 10 in their subject English, prepared and presented by VGR. Tea from Assam. Now we are going to learn about the author. Arup Kumar Datta is an Indian writer and journalist based out of Guwahati in Assam. He was born on 2nd July 1946, Jorhat, in the tea-growing Indian state of Assam, India. He is a full-time author and freelance journalist from Assam in northeast India who has attained the international recognition. A prolific and versatile writer and scholar, during a span of 5 decades, he has written short fiction, long fiction, non-fiction, satires, newspaper editorials, articles, and columns, as well as books for young adults. So far, he has written 18 books for adults and 17 adventure novels for young people. He has been not only acknowledged as a pioneer in English writing in the Northeast, but also as a writer who has spent a lifetime familiarizing the rest of India about the history and culture of this region. Here you can able to see the picture of the writer Arun Kumar Datta, and next the book he has written, story about tea. His occupation already we have learned. He was a writer and journalist. The awards and honors in 2014, he was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Honor by Association of Writers and Illustrators for Children. Next award is the Shankars Award in 1979. It was given by the Journalist Welfare Foundation. And the greatest was the Civilian Award Padma Shri by Government of India in 2018. He received the Padma Shri Award for his work. Here you can able to see the picture of receiving a Padma Shri Award from the President. And here you can able to see the picture of his young age. And here is the Assam, a state where he belongs to. His notable works: The Blind Witness, The Brahmaputra, Cha Garam, The Tea Story, Unicornis, The Great Indian Rhinoceros, The Roving Minstrel, Anagarika's Swang Song, The Homes, Red Camellia Green, The Adventure Stories, etc. The Blind Witness was made into a Hindi feature film titled Netrahin Sakshi by the Children Film Society of India. Among the languages, it has been translated to Russian, Japanese, while it has been converted to Braille for blind readers in Japan. His novels for the juvenile have proved bestsellers and have translated into many foreign languages such as German, Russia, Japanese, Czech, and Italian, etc. Here you can able to see the picture of Arup Kumar Datta, Padma Shri at 2018 for his literature and education, belongs to Assam. And here you can able to see the picture of the book, the cover page of The Blind Witness. Here I have shown you some pictures, cover page here. Here is the Adventure Stories, his first work, Adventure Stories. Then Cha Garam, the tea story, and a story about tea. And The Bag is a recent book by Arup Kumar Datta. And The Unicornis, the Great Indian Rhinoceros. And The Brahmaputra, is the best book among his work, which was written by Arup Kumar Datta. So here you can able to see the some works, his books cover pages. Now we are entering into the part 3 of Glimpses of India. The topic name is Tea from Assam. So this is the third part of the lesson number 7. So here in the first picture you have the pictorial map of our India, where Assam is situated is clearly represented in this map. In the second map you can able to see the near and dear of Assam state, like Bhutan, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Bangladesh, West Bengal, Bihar, and Nepal. These are the areas that are surrounded by the Assam state. And now here you can able to see the picture of the Tibet, China, and Assam, where Assam is situated in India, and how the tea reach from China to this Assam is clearly mentioned, and how the Assam got the production and got the tea plantation map is clearly you can able to see in this picture. The next one you can get the district wise different near and dears of Assam state, and here you can able to see the picture where a blue line is running in between the Assam, and it is making a division. This blue line is none other than the Brahmaputra river, which is considered to be one of the perennial river of our India. So this river makes Assam into a green and fresh in the one of our Indian state. And here you can able to see the tea source that are available in India. One is the Nilgiri area, which is situated in the southern part of our India, and the other one is the Assam. You can able to get it is dark in this map. Then here in this picture you can find India is having a tea source in different form of teas are available in different areas. That different tea and its road connections are given in detail in this map. And we know that the writer is also staying in the Assam. Before we entering into the story, first of all, we will go to know about the characters. Rajveer, he is a youngster from Delhi. He is a person who is always excited to learn about new things. Second one is Pranjal. He is a friend and classmate of Rajveer. He belongs to Assam. And third one is Mr. Barwa. He is Pranjal's father. He is also one of the manager of Dekya Baria Tea Garden in Upper Assam. So here you can able to see the picture of the Delhi railway station. So in this train they are starting their journey in the story. That is the first scene started in the story. In a page number, Chai garam, garam chai, a vendor called out in a high-pitched voice. He came up to their window and asked, Chai Sahib? Give us 2 cups, Pranjal said. They sipped the steaming hot liquid. Almost everyone in their compartment was drinking tea too. Do you know that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world? Rajveer said. Phew, exclaimed Pranjal. Tea really is very popular. The train pulled out of the station. Pranjal buried his nose in his detective book again. Rajvi too was an ardent fan of detective stories, but at the moment he was keener on looking at the beautiful scenery. So you can able to see the picture of a chai vendor who is calling in a high-pitched voice to sell his chai near a railway, near a train. And here you can able to see the picture. Inside the train you can also purchase the tea or chai for drinking. So everybody is interested to purchase the tea. In this picture it is clearly depicted. So from the paragraph what we have learned, vendor means seller, high pitched means in a loud voice, sip means to drink something. Steaming means very hot. Exclaim means to cry out. Buried his nose means started reading. Ardent means keen or impatient. So here also I have shown some picture like chai. In India and China, they will call it as chai. Okay, the chai vendor and the top tea exporting country that are available in our world. So in the first paragraph, we learned that Pranjal and Rajveer are friends. They study in Delhi, and Pranjal hails from Assam, and his parents were there in Assam, and they are traveling to Assam by train as Pranjal has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. Rajveer is very excited to see the beautiful scenery of greenery and tea plantations outside. And Rajveer tells Pranjal that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world. So here you will get the fact that throughout the world, 80 crore people per uh, using the tea every day is the information we are getting from the first paragraph. And both of them are friends and they are discussing about the tea because they are going to enter into the Assam state. So I hope you have understand the first paragraph. Both of them are traveling and they are inviting a chai vendor. They are buying a cup of chai, 2 cup of chai, and they are sipping that. They are tasting the tea, and Rajvi started to give the information that over 80 crore people are using the tea every day in this world. Okay. Now we are moving on to the next paragraph in the page number 94. It was green, green everywhere. Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. Then the soft green paddy fields gave way to the tea bushes. It was a magnificent view. Against the backdrop of densely wooded hills, a sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could see. Dwarfing the tiny tea plant were tall, sturdy, shaded trees, and amidst the orderly rows of bushes busily moved doll-like figures. In the distance was an ugly building with the smoke billowing out of a tall chimneys. "Hey, a tea garden!" Rajvi cried excitedly. Pranjal, who had been born and brought up on a plantation, didn't share Rajveer's excitement. So here you can able to see the picture of the train which is moving in between the hills of Assam, and view from the train of the outside area of Assam. You can able to have the picture here. Here you can able to see a single tea plant and how it is turning into a bushes with a row. Here you can able to see the um, tea magnificent view of densely tea bushes that wherever the eye could reach, they can able to see the tea bushes in the hilly area. So in this paragraph, the wonderful sights of the tea garden is explained, and the train is started to move inside the Assam tea garden area. So outside, Rajveer able to see the green leaves and green teas, and his excitement is expressed in this paragraph. So the beautiful tea garden is described in the paragraph. In this paragraph, the new words that we come across are like this. Detective means investigator. Paddy means a crop of rice. Dwarfing, making something appear small. Billowing means a moving cloud, a mass of smoke or puffing. Bushes here means thorny plants, and chimney means a pipe which emits smoke. Keener here means eager, Magnificent means captivating and sturdy means tough. So Rajveer looks at the scenery outside and is mesmerized by its beauty. The view from the train was also panoramic. There was greenery outside. Soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. Tea bushes spread as far as the eyes could see. Here you can able to see the picture of the um, a building which emits the smoke, as well as the tea garden overall the Assam. And here you can able to see how the tea bushes were arranged in a row, and the whole panoramic view of a tea estate. Next paragraph. Oh, this is a tea country now, he said. Assam has the largest concentration of plantation in the world. You will see enough gardens to last you a lifetime. I have been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajveer said. No one really knows who discovered tea, but there are many legends. What legends? Here you can able to see the picture of the tea surrounded hilly area of Assam, and we are going to learn the history of tea from this paragraph. And there is a question for you: who invented the tea? There is a one story. It tells that the tea was invented by a Chinese emperor, Sheng Nong. Here they have given the picture of the Chinese emperor Sheng Hong. So in this paragraph, we come to know that they are introducing the tea country in India, Assam. The tea country here means Assam. So Assam is the largest and increasing density of plantation of tea in the world. And Rajveer is reading as much as about the tea and its history in that paragraph. And now Rajveer started to tell some legends about tea. So he's telling that there are many legends about tea. So legends means a story about mythical, a fable, or a story from the past, or old stories that believed by many people but can be proved to be true. Here you can able to see the picture of the Assam state and the tea route from China to um, Tibet and other areas in the world in the olden days. And here is a picture of a building which is designed in the form of a teacup, especially in the tea area. Tea estate, nearby a tea estate, you can able to see this kind of building to attract the people who want to visit the tea plantations. So next page 95, you have the paragraph. Well, there is the one about the Chinese emperor who always boiled water before drinking it. One day, a few leaves of the twigs burning under the pot fell into the water, giving it a delicious flavor. It is said they were tea leaves. Tell me another, scoffed Pranjal. So here you can able to see the picture of a Chinese emperor who used to boil the water before he used to drink that. At the time, a twig of a tea fell into the boiled water and a nice flavor, a nice aroma from the water arised. So they are telling that this might be the first origin of the tea, or the taste of the tea has identified by the Chinese emperor. And here you can able to see the picture of a Chinese teacups and a kettle. And here they have given the history of the emperor and its picture, how he used to taste the tweet twigs. You can find in his mouth, you can find the tweet twigs in his mouth. It is the story from 2737 BC. What they have written: legend has it that tea was discovered by the Chinese emperor Shang Ong, who was sitting beneath a tree waiting for his water to boil when tea leaves fell into his pot. So here they have given a pictorial form of the Chinese emperor, and in his mouth he is tasting the tea twigs. So what do you understand from this passage? Twigs means branch, delicious means delightful, flavor means taste, scoff means to laugh or laugh at with contempt and derision or mockery. Emperor here means the male ruler of an empire. Here you can able to see the picture of the China and the tea area of China in Fujian, and here also the natural pictorial map of China and India, and especially the tea spreaded area. And the first emperor, Chinese emperor who invented the tea, Shennong, and the tea area available in China is given in the form of green color here, with a different form of tea available in the China area. So from this paragraph, what we have learned, there are many legends about the discovery of tea. So here first Rajveer is explaining the legend of a Chinese. The Chinese legend, what says? It says that when a few tea leaves accidentally fell into boiling water, which the emperor tasted and liked it, while he make a water to be boiled, and it started to making a tea actually. Now page number 95, we have an Indian legend too. Bodhidharma, an ancient Buddhist ascetic, cut off his eyelids because he felt sleepy during meditations. 10 tea plants grew out of the eyelids. The leaves of these plants, when put in hot water and drunk, banished sleep. So here in this paragraph, you can find the Indian legend. In the before that paragraph, we have learned about Chinese legend, but here Rajveer is explaining the Indian legend of Bodhidharma. Here you can able to see the picture of the Bodhidharma while he used to sit in the meditation form. Actually, the story tells that Bodhidharma belongs to South India, and Kanchipuram, you can have the follower of Buddha as well as Bodhidharma. Okay, he is a follower of Buddha. Here you can able to see the picture of China and how the tea has transformed, how the tea story introduced in China because of Bodhidharma's eyelids. He feel very sleepy and he cut off his eyelids and throw it away. In that thrown area, they got 10 plants of tea leaves, and that is used to as a medicine for not sleeping. It banished the sleep. Okay. So what do you learn from that paragraph is, it is an Indian legend. Ascetic means practicing great self-discipline. Eyelids here means a covering of skin above the eye. Meditation means to meditate. Banished means to get rid of. And beverage means cold drink. Here you can able to see the tea leaves in a dry form. Here you can able to see the picture of the people, how it is very important in China. In every occasion they used to spend the time for sipping the tea. And here you can able to see the picture of the Bodhidharma, the Indian legend person here. So the Indian legend tells that a Buddhist monk, Bodhidharma, who cut off his eyelids because he felt sleepy during the meditations. So 10 tea plants grew out of these eyelids places, and the leaves of these plants, when put in hot water and drunk, it drove away the sleep. So it is considered to be the medicine in the Indian legends. Again, next paragraph. Tea was first drunk in China, Rajveer added, as far back as 2700 BC. In fact, words such as tea, chai, and chini are from Chinese. Tea came to Europe only in the 16th century and was drunk more as medicine than as beverages. So in this story, you can find out the other name for chai, tea or chini, that from Chinese. Here you can able to see the picture of the people how they used to drink the tea now and then at their occasion or any festival time or any gatherings. They used to drink the tea as a form of a medicine. Here also you can able to see the picture of a China map where tea is available, and the different patterns of tea and different varieties of tea and the tea leaves are also described in this pictorial map, and the tea without a milk is also given here. So in from the paragraph, beverage means any liquid suitable for drinking purpose. It may be hot drinking or cold drinking. So in this paragraph, we know that Chinese are considered to be the tea lovers. They are very fond of tea, not as a beverage nowadays like that, but before they used as a medicine. So Rajvi told Pranjal that tea was first drunk in China. Words like chai and chini are Chinese origin. From China, it spread to Europe and then to Asia. Earlier, tea was drunk more as a medicine than as beverages. But nowadays, you can see all of them used to drink the tea in the form of a beverage. When we woke up from our sleep, we need the chai or chini or tea for us to make our sleep to be banished. Here you can able to see the picture of China and the tea production area. And in olden days of China, how they used to plant the tea in their area, and their own symbol of dragon with a tea in its hand, tea cups in its hand, and the chai cup in the plate. Next paragraph. Pranjal's parents were waiting for them. Soon they were driving towards Dekyabaria, the tea garden managed by Pranjal's father. An hour later, the car veered sharply off the main road. They crossed a cattle bridge and entered Dekyabaria tea estate. On both sides of the gravel road were acre upon acre of tea bushes, all neatly pruned to the same height. Groups of tea pluckers with bamboo baskets on their back, wearing plastic aprons, were plucking the newly sprouted leaves. Here you can able to see a man who is pruning the tea leaves, and here you can able to see the pluckers of the tea who used to pluck daily the newly sprouted tea leaves. Here it is a close-up look of a people, those who are plucking the tea leaves with the bamboo basket at the backside. They used to collect the plucking item in their bamboo basket. So what do you understand from this passage? They are reaching the Mariani Junction. Okay. Veered here means turn, a clockwise or direction to turn curve. Clattered means producing a series of sound. Gravel road means path full of stones. Acre means a measure of land, a unit of area where 4,840 square yard. Pruned means cut back, a weed out unwanted, or to trim. Aprons means overcoats. Slow down means to lower speed. Sprouting means putting forth leaves. So in this paragraph, what do we have learned? The train reached the destination junction, Mariani Junction, and Pranjol's parents reached and received them and started for their journey towards their house, and their vehicle now enter into the Dekhyabari tea estate because their house was situated in Dekyabaria, and tea bushes were on both the sides of the road, and women were indulged in the plucking the new leaves from the tea estate. Here you can able to see the picture of a woman who is plucking the tea leaves and putting it in the bamboo basket, and here you can able to see the tea museum and the tea production industry in the tea estate nearby. And here you can able to see the full hills will covered with the tea plantations. Next paragraph, Pranjol's father slowed down to allow a tractor pulling a trailer load of tea leaves to pass. This is the second flush or sprouting period, isn't it, Mr. Barwa? Rajveer asked. It lasts from May to July and yields the best tea. You seem to have done your homework before coming, Pranjol's father said in surprise. Yes, Mr. Barwa, Rajveer admitted, but I hope to learn much more while I am here. So what we understand that after reaching the Mariani Junction, they are now journey towards their home, which is Dekhyabari area, and he able to see the tea bushes on both the sides of the road, and the women were plucking the new leaves, new sprouts from the tea leaf plant. And in this paragraph, what we have seen, the father is adjusting in the road while doing the driving, and in between, Rajveer is asking, it is a second flush. It's a harvesting time of the tea, isn't it, Mr. Barwa? So now in this passage, we now come to know the new character, Mr. Pranjol, father. Mr. Barwa is introduced in this paragraph, and he's telling that the yielding time, the harvesting time of tea is best during May to July, and he also giving a tone that he have already finished the homework before he entering into the Assam. It is a surprise for Pranjal father, and Rajveer admitted that yes, he has finished the homework, and still he liked to learn more about the tea and tea plantation and its production in this area. So here you can able to see the picture of people, those who are plucking the leaves, tea leaves, and collecting them. After collecting, they are putting the leaves in the bamboo basket. You can see how they are making a collection in the bamboo basket and getting it for dry. And here you can able to see the different patterns of tree, green tree, and duster tree, and dry leaves of the tea. Okay, so what I understand from this paragraph is yield means crop, admit here means to accept, and second flush means growing second time. The boys alighted at Mariani Junction, and soon they were driving towards Dekhyabari, the tea garden managed by Pranjol's father. Group of tea pluckers with bamboo baskets on their back and wearing plastic aprons, plucking the newly sprouted leaves, could be seen everywhere. The best tea is obtained during the period of May to July. So here you can able to see the tea industry in between the tea estate, and the people, some of people are indulging in the work of plucking the tea leaves and putting it in their basket, which is considered to be the collection part, collection area. And here you can able to see the panoramic magnificent view of a tea estate, and here is the tea leaves inside a bamboo basket. Now we are going to recap what we have learned in the lesson. Pranjal and Rajveer were visiting Assam by train. Rajveer was busy looking at the beautiful scenery outside the train. It was green everywhere as far as the eye could see. The soft green paddy bushes gave way to the tree bushes. Assam has the largest concentration of tea plantation in the world. The Chinese are said to have discovered tea. There is also an Indian legend saying that Bodhidharma discovered tea. From China, tea came to European countries and then to Asian countries. Pranjol's father managed Dekyabaria tea garden. There were many tea pluckers around the tea bushes. The best tea is obtained between May to July. So these are the points we have come across in this lesson. Here you can able to see the picture of a hat, which is considered to be the Assam's handloom work. Now summary of the story or theme of the story. This story is about the tea plantation. Here we get a short description of Assam. Pranjal and Rajveer are two friends. They study in Delhi. Pranjal is from Assam, and there his father is the manager of a tea estate. Pranjal invites Rajveer to his hometown for summer vacation. They start their journey for Assam, and they travel by train. They see wide fields full of tea gardens on both sides, and these sites are very attractive and wonderful for Rajveer because his first time able to visit Assam and able to see the scenic beauty of Assam. Here you can able to see the picture of a tea which is boiled with milk, and here you can able to see the different patterns of tea leaves, and its boiling effect. You can find out this is a green tea concentrated, and green tea with a dark concentrated decoction, and here is a moderate decoction. Okay, is a very light decoction of tea, is a moderate, little bit too. You can find the different patterns of a decoction of tea here, and it's a different drying pattern also here you can able to see in this picture. And you can see the green tea after drying the green leaves, you can have the pictorial of tea leaves like this. Here also you can able to see a different pattern of tea leaves arranged in the boxes with a different drying and dusting patterns. Tea dust. It's a large fully leaves, it is a small pieces, fine pieces like that. You can have a different variety of tea dust patterns available in this boxes. Then Rajveer feels very excited. He has studied a lot about tea before coming to this place. He also discussed about the Chinese legends and Indian legends and its history and its origin in the world. They get down at Mariani Junction. Pranjol's parents receive them. They travel in the mid of the tea gardens or estates of Dekhiabari, which was surrounded by tea bushes on both the sides. Some women were plucking the new leaves from them. Then they go to Pranjol's home. So here you can able to see the tea sprouts. The new leaves of the tea plant is arising, and after boiling the tea leaves you will get the decoction of the tea in the boiled water. The color of the water changed into yellowish brown here. This is the tea of green tea. You can say it's a green tea decoction, which is very light decoction. And here also you can find the tea leaves decoction, very concentrated one, and this tea is the decoction mixed with the milk. Thank you. So we have come across China and India, especially the Assam. We have learned how the China has spread the effect of tea in India and the whole world. That is, even today, 800 crore people are used to drink the tea every day. And the tea estates of Assam and China we have discussed in the lesson, and the tea workers, how they used to pluck the leaves and collect it in the bamboo basket, etc., and what effect the tea will give if we boil. The different patterns and decoctions of the tea and its color and its tea dusting patterns and varieties we have discussed in this lesson. I hope you understand this lesson very much. If you feel this is good, then give a like and subscribe it. Thank you.